For a long time, the Canon R6 Mark II has been my main camera for YouTube talking videos. It's reliable, it's great, it handles light beautifully. But today, this entire video is being shot on the Canon PowerShot V1. I wanted to see if this compact camera could actually and realistically replace my Canon R6 Mark II for studio YouTube content like this. But seriously, could I switch and not feel like I downgraded? If you appreciate honest content like this, can you subscribe to the channel? Turn on notification. My name is Abeku. Let's zoom right into it. So let's look at the studio setup and framing. Usually this is my normal YouTube studio setup. Control light, deck setup, background light separation. Everything looks really quite nice. Especially if I'm using the Canon R6 Mark II with all those kind of glass on it. With the Canon R6 Mark II, either I'm using the RF 28-70mm f2.8 lens, or recently the lens that has become my favorite is the RF 45mm F1.2. just so I can get creamy bokeh shots. The PowerShot V1 fits into this environment. It is small, lightweight, compact, simple to position. Framing is straightforward. Articulating screen makes it too easy monitor the composition exposure. I do not feel like I was struggling with the setup at all. One of the interesting things is that this PowerShot V1 currently is recorded in 4K at 24 FPS with an ISO of 640. Everything just straight to the point and easy to set up and go. Now, autofocus for talking head video. For talking head videos, autofocus needs to be reliable and invincible. I don't need to think about it while shooting. The PowerShot V1 performs very well over here. Due to Canon's dual pixel autofocus performance, it locks onto my face quickly and stays there. When I lean forward or slightly shift backwards in my chair, it holds the focus quite really well without pausing or hunting. For a studio setup like this autofocus is more than dependable. It feels confident and consistent, and Canon's dual pixel autofocus in the PowerShot V1 is one of the best I find within any camera setup from Canon. Canon did not slouch on this when it comes to giving it one of the best autofocus performance in terms of tracking and face detection with the Canon PowerShot V1. Image quality in controlled lighting. That is where the real comparison happens. The PowerShot V1 produces sharp, detailed footage with balanced colors. Skin tones look natural. The image feels clean and refined. And the control light, it performs extremely well. Now I'm shooting at f4.5, which is the extreme telephoto end. So in full frame equivalent, it will be about 50mm. So that means that I'm still able to get enough detail and color depth with my face and the subject I'm recording over here. I have a light that is pointed to my right side to light my side of the frame, and I also have a backlight over here to my left, which is also matching my other side, just so I can have a little bit of contrast and dimensionality in terms of my face and how it appears on the camera. When shooting at f2.8 at a wide aperture, which is something that I would technically not be able to do because that is too wide for my kind of look and setup that I want for my talking head video for YouTube. But that even gives you a bit of compression in terms of that. But once you zoom in and the aperture shifts forward to about f4.5, which is kind of what I'm recording with, you lose some light. But in a studio environment where lighting is controlled like this is easy to manage, and the depth of field is still quite really decent and nice. In terms of the bokeh and depth of field, this is where the Canon R6 Mark II still has a lot of advantage in overall depth and dynamic range because of its full frame sensor. You can see more background separation and slightly richer tonal transition. Regardless, the PowerShot V1 still holds its own confidently even against a bigger setup like the Canon R6 Mark II. So for me, I think in terms of using the Canon PowerShot V1 to record video in the studio, I think we are going to get great image quality, and what you are watching here will determine if you like the look of this or not. The most important aspect of this comparison, for which I'm trying to use the PowerShot V1 to replace my Canon R6 Mark II in the studio as my recording camera. Depth of field and background separation. This is one of the main differences between these two cameras. The R6 Mark II with a fast lens naturally creates stronger background blur and more subject separation because of the full frame sensor. That cinematic look is easier to achieve and becomes more pronounced. Now with the PowerShot V1, at the widest end where you get an f2.8 aperture, which has like 60mm, you still get quite very nice and decent subject separation, especially if you are positioning the camera properly closer to yourself. But for me, for my kind and style of shooting, I would never use a 60mm to shoot in my studio. That means that I'm looking for a specific look, and for me that would become quite flat. When you zoom toward the telephoto end, and the lens itself in terms of the aperture shift to f4.5, what is what I'm currently shooting with, you might expect the separation to drop significantly, but because of the compression, it's still producing pleasing background separation. It is not as dramatic as a full-frame camera like the Canon R6 Mark II with a fast prime lens, or even a telephoto lens that has great and decent f2.8 aperture, but looks clean, controlled, and professional. In a studio setup with this intentional lighting and background placement, the difference becomes more about preferences than limitation. I think with this kind of look that we have over here, in terms of the PowerShot V1, we are still getting great separation. It still looks really decent for professional shoot, and it's giving us great image quality. Overall depth looks quite clean. Now, one of the most important aspects of the PowerShot V1 is its handling and ease of use. One thing I appreciate about the PowerShot V1 in a studio setting is simplicity. There's no lens change or swap because it is not an interchangeable lens camera. The lens is built into the camera, which is a zoom lens, so no heavy body to mount. It takes up less space, it's easy to position on a tripod, the buttons are intuitive, adjusting settings feels straightforward. It does not become complicated and does not allow the process to become cumbersome in the way that you adjust your settings. Sometimes simplicity makes filming even more enjoyable. The Canon R6 Mark II takes significant amount of time to set up, especially if you do not have a permanent place in your studio where you have positioned your camera to shoot consistently. One aspect of the PowerShot V1 which can be distinguished from the Canon R6 Mark II has to do with low light performance. But this is where you are also not going to have any kind of difficulties or problems shooting the PowerShot V1, especially in a controlled lighting environment like this studio. Both cameras will perform very well. If lighting drops significantly, the R6 Mark II will handle it better because of the larger sensor. But the PowerShot V1 performs quite well when properly lit. As you can see on my face, once the ISO increases significantly, you will naturally see some kind of differences compared to the full frame. But in a normal studio setup like this, the difference is manageable. As you are controlling the lights, you're also regulating the amount of ISO that you use on your camera, and also the field of view as well as the aperture that you are using. So those determinants makes the PowerShot V1 quite usable in a studio environment like this. So that becomes quite really easy to manage and adapt to the workflow, which normally you have more advantage using a full frame camera like the Canon R6 Mark II in the studio setup. Now the big question and ideal one becomes, can the PowerShot V1 technically replace my Canon R6 Mark II for YouTube talking head videos? Well, if I do not have any other camera and this is the only camera that I have, it can easily become my daily setup and the one that I can use for my YouTube talking head videos. In a controlled studio environment like this studio, yes, and to some extent it can. The autofocus is extremely reliable, especially if I'm showcasing a product with the PowerShot V1. It becomes easy to showcase it without having any kind of problems or issues. The image quality is sharp and detailed. The background separation at f4.5 at the telephoto end is quite decent and it still produces pleasing separation. The size makes it convenient. It delivers professional results without feeling like a compromise. It is just more like set up, shoot and go, and you are getting great results. Canon R6 Mark II still offers more depth of field, controlled and stronger performance in extreme low light situation, or even this studio setup that I'm using. The amount of light that I'm using for the PowerShot V1 would dramatically reduce when compared to the Canon R6 Mark II. That is because the PowerShot V1 I'm currently shooting at f4.5, which means I need to increase my ISO and also bump up my lighting setup in terms of the light output. But the Canon R6 Mark II will still have a leg up over the Canon PowerShot V1. But for everyday YouTube studio content like this, the PowerShot V1 performs confidently enough to be a serious option. And remember, this entire video was shot on the Canon PowerShot V1. So if this video helped you to understand how the Canon PowerShot V1 performs in a real-world studio recording for YouTube setup, let me know your thoughts in the comment box below. Kindly subscribe. My name is Abeku, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.